Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff at 967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome to Sound Off on this Friday. Stan Maddox here. We have a guest on today's program. Our guest is Jack Arnett, Executive Director of the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So give us a call. It's about that time of year, that's for sure. Our Sowers Buick GMC on-air line, 362-0522. You can text us at that same number. Again, our Sowers GMC on-air line, 362-0522. Jack, as always, welcome to Sound Off.
Oh, great to be here, Stan. Great to be here. Going to be a beautiful weekend, and what a better way to start the weekend out by talking about tourism and what a great shape we are in LaPorte County with where we're at.
Yeah, I understand we're at the end of National Tourism Week. It's been a busy week for you, kind of going around throughout the county, spreading the word about tourism. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so over the years, we've attempted to do different ways to market Tourism Week and to talk about it and socialize how we do things in the county, ranging from dinners and luncheons and recognizing certain restaurants for their quality of work. This year we decided to do something a little different. We went out every day this week visiting our community partners. And which is just about everybody in the community that works with us from time to time, that are government entities, for example, the health department, the police department, the fire department, those folks who don't always get recognized for being a big part of the community. And I can't turn down a donut ever, you know me, I'm just
yeah, right, me too.
So
yeah.
I got to thinking, why don't we deliver donuts and call it the wellness check, kind of a little joke about that. And then everybody liked it. And so we knocked on doors and said, we're here to check on you. And by the way, how's your sugar count? And handed them a box of donuts and talked about how we could partner with them. And it worked really. I was just reviewing the pictures before we went on air, and the staff had a lot of fun with it. Great job. And so that was kind of a unique way to do that. But it was a one-on-one. We probably made, I'm going to get a count, but probably 50 or 60 stops in the county, out in the county.
Wow.
And everywhere. We stopped a lot of places. So I know Dunkin' Donuts is going to be real happy for our business this week, and good for them. That's they're a partner too. So that was really fun, Stan. Really a different twist on Tourism Week. I think we're going to like the results, and hopefully we'll get good feedback on that.
All right. Nothing like a donut, that's for sure, to put a smile on somebody's face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tourism in LaPorte County certainly represents a larger piece of the economic pie than it used to, right?
It is. The days of Allis-Chalmers and Pullman Standard and those type of industrial jobs are long gone, as we know. The hospitality industry, the service industry actually dominates the job market in the county and in most of the region. And that's where we're at. There's no use sitting here wringing our hands and saying we'd love to see Allis-Chalmers come back and have factory jobs that pay this, that, or whatever. That's not going to happen. Our leaders are doing a great job, but the hospitality industry is the leading industry now. And the money that comes back into our community from the innkeeper's tax that we get helps bring more events in. It's just a multiplier. And so we just keep putting that money back in the community, and hopefully the folks will benefit from it, and we'll just keep growing the dollars that we're putting back in the community.
Yeah, and there's a lot to offer here, too. It's not like we're sitting out in the middle of nowhere with nothing to offer, right? I mean, we have Lake Michigan and Blue Chip Casino and, Pine Lake and the list goes on and on. Of course, now there's a national park, the Indiana Dunes National Park. So there's a lot to work with, right?
Oh my gosh! I tell the joke in my industry. I'll go to a meeting with my peers, and I don't have, my job's so easy. I don't have to do anything. I got Notre Dame on one side, drawing people in. I got the national park on the other side. We could just sit here and not even come to the office every day, and our job would be fulfilled, right? We can glean off of those two. But the fact is, you're absolutely right. We got tons of things to do that aren't necessarily offered in other communities. You start right here in LaPorte with all the great stuff that the mayor and his administration are doing with regards to capitalizing on our inland lakes and what we're doing with Lake Fest and all the weekly activities that they're doing there, especially at the Civic, doing a great job. And then you bring in Blue Chip, as you said, you bring in Washington Park, Lake Michigan, premium outlets, all of those things on top of what's already here with Notre Dame and the national park. It's unreal. I mean, it's a mecca for tourism. It really is. We're lucky, but we're taking advantage of that too, the best we can.
Of course, Memorial Day weekend, that probably is it's always considered the official start of summer. Is that the official start of tourism season, and what's coming up?
Well, that's kind of the connection with having Tourism Week this week to get the word out before the proverbial poop hits the fan, as they say, because that's what's going to happen. Folks are now going to be coming back to our lakes and our venues real soon, and our job is to welcome them and make them feel good. Now, to that note, Stan, you mentioned Memorial Weekend. There's more than just what we see at the beach opening up and visiting our shopping and gambling. For example, the Blue Chip also is we're a huge benefactor of what Blue Chip's doing with regard to meetings and conventions. It just so happens that for the next several weeks, they've got so many large events there that we're farming out rooms to about multiple hotels in the county to be able to handle the size of the groups that they're bringing in. They do that constantly. It just so happens it's a big uptick next month and in the next few weeks, actually. And we're excited about that. They do it all the time, but people need to understand that besides the money they give back to county government and city government in regards to gaming tax, they put money back into our pocket every day. When they bring in 800 people next weekend for a meeting, there's 800 people are going to go out to restaurants somewhere in our community. They're going to go out shopping somewhere in our community. They're going to listen to this radio station and maybe buy something at one of our sponsors that they hear about on this radio station. So it's a big deal, and we love working with Blue Chip. So I wanted to make sure I got that out because they are a big factor in everything we do.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening in Michigan City. Of course, you have the living units, kind of like skyscrapers. One's going up now at the train station. We hear construction is going to start here pretty soon on the Twin Towers along US 12. That all goes in. That's really going to change things. How much do you think?
It's going to change a lot. The whole county, too. That's the cool thing about the answer to your question. It's not just going to change things at 11th Street where the train stopped. Okay, before, where it's going to stop now. It's not going to change things just in the city limits of Michigan City. It's going to change things in the whole county as it relates to dollars coming in that we take. If we can multiply the dollars that we're bringing into Michigan City because of this double tracking or because of some of the stuff that's happening with third-party rentals, we got more money to put into the Westville Scarecrow Festival or the Hannah festival that comes up every year or any of those. So that's where how that works. And it's a great feeling to be able to take those dollars and shift them out into the county and make the whole county understand the benefit of those tourism dollars.
Yeah, the other day at the city council meeting in Michigan City, they had some people complaining about the activity at some of the short-term rentals. LaPorte County has the second highest concentration, right, of short-term rentals in the state. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's correct, right?
You're absolutely correct. I mean,
the second highest in the state.
Exactly, and what a shocker that was when we talked about that last time I was on the show. It was a shocker to us when we found out too. They were lucky. Most of those are based in Michigan City. But LaPorte has a significant number, too, and Pine Lake and other folks that are starting the U list. So we're doing all kinds of work with both entities, Michigan City and LaPorte, with regards to trying to get some ordinances in place that will protect everybody. Because I know you started the conversation by saying some folks had maybe some concerns or issues with things that happen when you have multiple people in a dwelling, that type of stuff. And there needs to be a good way to track this. There needs to be a registry, but it doesn't need to be intrusive. It doesn't need to cost them a lot. Just get all those folks together, let them know that we're doing this to help them. So one, we can help market their units. That's a big thing for the CVB. But two, the city has to be able to track this. And if they do get a complaint, then there has to be some rules in place that says, only so many people to a dwelling. But there's no use getting crazy and saying, this is something we don't want in our community. That's not the right answer. It's too big of an industry. It's a huge industry. I'm going to just off the cuff tell you that the third-party rentals in LaPorte County probably will bring in 25 just under $180,000 in direct income with regards to innkeeper's tax. 180 that we're putting back out in the county, just under 200,000 that we're putting back into the county.
Oh, just in the innkeeper's tax.
Just in the innkeeper's tax. That's just concentrated right into Michigan City. Countywide, it's going to be closer to $2 million countywide that we're going to put back into the economy because of the third-party rentals. That's our leading innkeeper's tax collection now. They've passed under roof hotels.
Is that right?
There's that many, yeah. It's been running 60-40 for about a year, 60-50, 50-50, but now actually third party has passed. So really the right number to talk about here on this show is that it'll be just under $2 million that the third party rentals bring in countywide.
Wow.
Yeah, big deal.
Wow. So it's 60-40 in favor of the short-term rentals over the standard hotels.
That's correct.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, wow.
Now, we got a couple hotels under construction and a couple that are underachieving right now, so that may have something to do with that. But for the most part, not for the most part, that's very accurate, and it's held up for a year now. So it's not just something that's happened one-off. It's clearly a pattern that's our biggest income for sure.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us here on Sound Off.
Garwood Farm Market is now open for the season. Stop out and see us for fresh Garwood homegrown asparagus, right on the grill with some Parkman Angus beef. A great selection of unique planters and hanging baskets available for mom, or surprise her with one of our fresh baked or frozen fruit or cream pies. And if you need a special order for pickup, just call it in and let us know. We'll have it ready for you. We know it's only May, but we're still making fresh cider, and grab some Evercrisp apples and discover why they are quickly becoming one of our top sellers. Fisher smoked meats, local honey, preserves, candies, and many other things to choose from now. Garwood Farms is a 6th-generation farm, and we invite you to visit us to get away from the hustle and bustle of big chain stores and enjoy our quiet place in the country. Garwood's is open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and don't forget, strawberry season is coming soon. Looking for a great you-pick season this year as crops survive the winter, including plums, cherries, peaches, blackberries, and more. And check GarwoodOrchard.com, the Garwood Facebook page, or you can call 219-362-4385 to find out what's available at Garwood's on 50 South, past Panola.
Training for a new job after 55 can be challenging, but through the Senior Community Service Employment Program, or CSEP, unemployed workers 55 and older can receive on-the-job training in preparation for a new role. You even get paid for your training time. To see if you qualify, call 765-830-WORK. That's 765-830-WORK. Then, armed with a new set of skills, get out there and start your second act.
Shop Robert Tillish Appliance, your one-stop shop for the entire life of your new appliance. Take advantage of tax time savings going on now but for a limited time. Put your tax refund to the best use possible and save up to 40%. Imagine getting delivery, installation, and accessories, plus great service after the sale, all in one place with competitive prices. Hurry in for tax time savings.
I'm Robert Tillish, and remember, we're married to your appliance for life.
Robert Tillish Appliance since 1959. Shop local in Michigan City, LaPorte, and Valparaiso.
When
When it comes to school delays or closings, you can always count on 96.7 The Eagle for fast, dependable, accurate updates. Whether it's on the air, online, and social media, we keep you up to date whenever there is a closing or delay of the area schools and businesses. School and business delay and closings are brought to you by
Settlers Place Assisted Living and LaPorte Community Federal Credit Union.
So for the latest in closings and delays, turn on your source for news, weather, and local information, 96.7 The Eagle.
Michiana weather.
Highs level off around 65 this afternoon under mainly sunny skies. Lows level off around 40 tonight, clear skies. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 61 degrees.
What are you waiting for? The lines are open on Sound Off. Text or dial your questions now to 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off on 96.7, The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest once again, Jack Arnett with the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. 362-0522. That's our number to call or text. Jack, we got a text message. Somebody's asking, how many race boats are expected for the Great Lakes Grand Prix coming up?
Oh, boy, I can't wait to get into that topic because it's that time of year where it's everybody's wanting to know. Let me back up by starting out with, along with the boat count and everything that's going to happen there last week of July, first week of August, the VIP stuff is going like crazy. We've just about sold out. So anybody that wants to get in and get their VIP tickets, we've increased the number that's going to go to the public. And they can go to GreatLakesGrandPrix.com and get ticketing for everything. So they want to keep that in mind because we want as many local folks to take advantage of that VIP. Not so much we love our elected officials and all the community leaders, but we'd like for everyday people to be able to come and enjoy that VIP process. So having said that, the answer to the question that came in, We've got information so far that the number of boat counts that we're going to get in Michigan City here is probably going to be the highest ever. And I'm always the big rah-rah guy. I always like making sure that we talk positive and stay on top, but I'm not exaggerating this at all. We've had to literally go out and buy or rent the zoo parking that's right adjacent from the zoo, which is not normally available to us. That's open to the public. We've had to buy that space from the park department because we got to put boats in that space now too. So the normal count for race teams, a high count normally is anywhere from 45 to 55 or 60. That's a nice number. That's a lot of race teams. We're anticipating close to 70 to 80, maybe more race teams this year. It's going to be a real challenge getting them all parked, getting them all brought in. All the big boats are coming, and that's usually determined by racing politics that doesn't have anything to do with Michigan City, doesn't have anything to do with the CVB. They like to have arguments, I guess. They're not happy with status quo. So last year we lost a lot of the big boats. We still had 50 race teams, but we didn't have all the big boats. We got them all this year. They're all coming. We made a couple decisions in the off season by hiring a new company to come in, and by virtue of that, we're going to have. I hate to put a number on it, but my staff feeling like closer to 90 or 100 really race teams. It could be astronomical, and which is really cool because our community loves that, and the racers want to come. And what's really, you guys would love this, in the social media arguing going on in the offshore racing about who's running it on top, which has no effect on us. Every race team inserts in there, well, we're going to Michigan City no matter what. You guys can do what you want. We're going to Michigan City. You guys keep playing with this, do whatever. We'll see you in Michigan City. So obviously they like coming here, and we want them to come. Yeah, when it comes to race boats, the more the merrier, right? It is, and all the residual that comes with that. We all know the story about the race team out of New Jersey, WHO, who has money. He's put in probably close to $100,000 into our zoo, donating every year to the cats' cages, the rebuilding. So that's just a residual that happens. Nobody even hardly knows about that. He does that quietly out of his pocket every year, drops $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 into the zoo before he leaves town. When I talked to the maitre d' at William B's, he said his highest wine day of the year is not New Year's Eve, as you would think, okay, or the Christmas Eve or any of the big holidays. It's when Billy Moth, the guy with WHO who donates to the zoo, when he comes to town, the guy's a wine lover and he likes to bring and celebrate and be the guy in the room, right? Well, he spends more money on wine than any other event we bring into Blue Chip.
Wow.
And those are little things that people don't even connect, to the race teams. It's a big deal how that helps our community all the way around, because somebody's got to serve that wine. Somebody's got to be involved in every aspect of that. So it's really good stuff, and we're excited to see the number of teams this year for sure.
All right. Well, somebody wants to know, with Nike taking over the basketball tournament here in LaPorte, will there be some big changes?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm really glad they know what they're doing out there.
I'm telling you, that word has spread over the years.
They're on top of this. So shout out to my friend Rich, who I know who's listening. I know he's a big basketball fan, and I'm glad to announce that we talked about this earlier, Stan, the fact that Nike is taking over the naming rights to the Port Invitational is going to be a big deal. As soon as they get off their duff and give us the permission, we're going to start marketing that right away. They're just not they're moving at a government pace, versus the kind of pace we want to move at. I want the word now, but we feel comfortable. We'll have official word soon, so we'll have a new name like Nike Invitational or whatever they're going to call it. Hopefully, more money that they'll put into the event, and certainly give us the opportunity to do more. We plan on bringing ESPN 1000 back. Last year we thought that was a big hit when they came in and helped a little bit with the market and bringing in their celebrities. And not that we don't like you guys. We love you guys there too.
Okay.
It's just a different flavor, right?
We won't take it personally.
No. And we're going to continue that, and we're going to continue with this. I think giving us the fact that have Nike in the name is going to be a big deal. And we'll get with Mayor Tom and his team and start finding out when we can talk about that a little more. But for right now, we've been told Nike is going to take ownership of the conference, which will give them ownership of that tournament.
Wow. That is big. I mean, it's like Nike coming to Mayberry.
It is. I mean, you look at what's happened there with the fact that we've used the fact that the TV games are all in the ESPN family. And that's come up several times. I got a call on draft day last year when the NBA drafted a year ago right now. One of the little clips was when the kid was at the Civic the year before shooting three-pointers, and they showed probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the Civic Auditorium. I was looking for my picture, right? And yours, but it was cool seeing that big L out there. And you can't buy that kind of advertising anywhere at the level of ESPN or Nike.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's take a phone call. You're on Sound Off with Jack Arnett. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm sure you are happy that you're getting all this money from the new sponsor, Nike, but I think you need to look back really how this company really, sponsors things. I think sometimes they don't like the United States. I mean, they thought it was great when people were kneeling for the flag, when they're singing the national anthem. They thought it was great that athletes were kneeling. They sponsored them athletes. 35% of the shoes that they make are made in China. So now we're dealing with a half China company. So, I mean, I don't know. I went last year. I thought it ran great. I don't know why you need a company like that to come in. I'd rather see you guys just spend your money that you've been spending than take money from a company like that, because they do not like America. So that's all I got to say. Thanks.
Well, I think that's a great point that you have, that you feel that way. And, honestly, I wouldn't argue against that at all. I think when we get approached by a company like Nike or anybody else, that you have to sit down and listen. You have to sit down and talk. And maybe that's how these kind of issues get affected, is if folks like us, like you, that have these concerns, if we can bring them to Nike and talk about it, I think that's maybe how that needle moves. But in regards to them coming here, we don't see any of their money directly. That money goes into the conference. So you're going to see the same quality event we're still going to run it. The CVB is going to run it. The city of LaPorte's going to run it. Still do the same things we do, but hopefully we'll have a little more money to market the advertising portion and pick that night and take advantage of the good things about the night name. There's good and bad, obviously, and your point's a great one, and you're certainly entitled to that. I'd like to talk to you more. Give me a call at the CVB. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about, when we get a chance, about how maybe we can help get your word across, because it's an opinion that's valued for sure.
All right, here's another text message. It's kind of interesting. They're saying, aren't the dispensaries, the marijuana dispensaries, they're a tremendous draw for the area. They're successful beyond anybody's belief, and they're a blessing to the community. Is that good for tourism? Is it a good thing for tourism, the marijuana dispensaries?
Oh, boy, you're going to lead me down that question, huh?
You're bringing people to the area, right?
Speaking from an industry standpoint, this is nothing personal on my personal beliefs or yours, Stan, or anybody else's, but I think the industry and our communities need that revenue, okay? Our legislatures need to be looking at legalizing that in our state. It's all around us. Everybody around us is doing it, and they're putting that money back in. Really, Michigan's putting it back into pure Michigan, and that's $40 million a year they're putting it marketing against us, and we'd like to be able to combat that. And they're using that money that they get for that, and so we could absolutely use the revenue that would be generated to promote our communities, to help offset. The city of LaPorte, the city of Michigan City are going through some terrible taxing issues right now. They may have to put in a wheel tax or something just to get back to even on their revenue. And why aren't we looking at these other ways? As far as the signage and the billboards and legalizing that's a secondary issue to me. I think it does degrade a little bit when you go down 94 and you see all the billboards with the dance clubs or the lawyers or even the marijuana advertising. That's not what we're looking to market. But there's two different responses to your question here, the text. One is, should we be getting that revenue off the sale of marijuana and other drugs? Tourism industry believes we should. Okay, for sure. The second part is, should we regulate the signage and keep positive stuff up on our billboards? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too. We can put a lot more positive stuff up than a strip club or where you can buy illegal marijuana. Let's make it legal, and that's not an answer anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's not me personally. I've been through it. I mean, I'm a Vietnam area veteran. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I've been through the whole. I can speak very freely about both sides of that, but I'm not. I'm speaking about the business and the industry. And that's what's important.
Is there a benefit to tourism? I mean, are they just coming into New Buffalo, getting their marijuana and driving back home, or are they going to New Buffalo and then going to Michigan City and buying dinner or going to the beach or what have you?
Yeah, the obvious answer is they're reversing the effect on our marketing. So if somebody goes up there to buy whatever they're going to buy, for whether it's social marijuana or whether it's medical or whatever they term it, when they're up there, they're going to spend money up there. So we're losing money. We're not gaining money. We're losing money. If I were to go up to a dispensary to buy something for medical purposes, I'll probably go eat downtown. There's good places to eat in New Buffalo. I love going to Redimax. Probably go while I'm up there, right? That's how we're getting hurt. That's one small reason. But really taxing those things, when all the states around us are doing it, it's got to tell you, are we a little behind here maybe? You just got to look at that. And it just comes down to dollars helping our community. Our both mayors and our commissioners are strapped with this tax situation we're dealing with, and that'll help them if we would ever do that. But, yeah, we're losing money, Stan. When you drive up there to get your medical marijuana you go eat at Redimax, we just lost that money. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't either. But
you probably eat more.
Probably.
Right.
You still get the munchies from that stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been about 50 years. So I couldn't
right. Get you a couple of burgers and maybe 3 orders of fries. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. We got to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us here in Sound Off.
Get ready to win big at the FOP Dunes Lodge number 75. Cash raffle on Highway 20 in Michigan City, Saturday, May 10th from 4 to 10 p.m. Tickets are just $40 and gets you in the drawing for cash prizes all night long. Free food and an open bar. Get your ticket, get in, and get lucky.
Are you looking for top-quality lawn care in the LaPorte or Michigan City area? Look no further. No Problem Property Management is offering an incredible deal just for you. For the first 20 customers, they're providing a fantastic 20% discount on their lawn care services when you sign up for weekly or bi-weekly maintenance. Their team takes pride in providing the best lawn care services in the area. They ensure your lawn looks stunning and well, maintained throughout the year. They deeply appreciate the hard work and dedication of our firefighters, EMS, first responders, and military personnel. As a token of their gratitude, they will always receive 20% off on all services. Hurry! This is a limited time offer, so take advantage of the deal while it lasts. Call or text 219-402-0509 to book your lawn care service now. At No Problem Property Management, they take care of your lawn as if it were their own. Don't settle for anything less than perfection. Call or text today at 219-402-0509 and enjoy a beautiful, well-maintained lawn without breaking the bank.
Get all your weekend sports updates on 96.7 The Eagle all weekend, every hour from 11:30 to 9:30 following ABC News, covering the latest in sporting news with current scores from across the country. Provided by ABC Sports and brought to you by Giggles Boutique.
Small's Garden Center in Stoneyard is helping you kick off spring with their 30% off sale. Small's has the area's largest selection of plants, trees, shrubs, evergreens, and perennials. And right now, it's all 30% off at Small's. Want someone else to do the work for you? No problem. Simply ask Small's to deliver and plant your purchase. It's all at Small's Garden Center in Stoneyard.
When it's time to make improvements to your outdoor space, think Small's Garden Center in Stoneyard. At Small's, you'll find a huge selection of decorative stone, wash stone, limestone, slag, flagstone, and boulders. Plus, Small's will load or deliver it for you. That includes all topsoil and mulch. Call or stop by for prices. Shop Small's for your outdoor living, patio, and garden area. Right now, save on all outdoor decor items, now 30% off. That's 30% off at Small's Garden Center in Stoneyard, US 20 in LaPorte. Open Monday through Saturday from 8 until 5 and Sunday from 10 till 4.
When it comes to school delays or closings, you can always count on 96.7 The Eagle for fast, dependable, accurate updates. Whether it's on the air, online, and social media, we keep you up to date whenever there is a closing or delay of the area schools and businesses. School and business delay and closings are brought to you by
Settlers Place Assisted Living and LaPorte Community Federal Credit Union.
So for the latest in closings and delays, turn on your source for news, weather, and local information, 96.7 The Eagle.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest again, Jack Arnett with the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau, 362-0522. Give us a call or shoot us a text message. Lake Fest, of course. That's one of the big ones in LaPorte, if not the biggest ones in LaPorte. That's at the end of July. Anything that you want to tell us about Lake Fest coming up?
Well, when we started that event, we weren't sure which direction it was going to go, and the folks, Mark Schreiber has taken the leadership role there in the park department and the mayor's staff, and really evolved that into an event that has taken hold now. It's a signature event for LaPorte for sure. And the thing that I think makes it so successful, it's so diverse. They've got so many different family-friendly options during that week, whether it's stuff going on at Stone Lake, whether it's stuff going on out at the amphitheater, some stuff downtown at one of the lakes. So it's very diverse, a lot of musical entertainment that weekend, great stuff, and it's just been a big hit for the county. Great job by the park department and Mark Schreiber.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let's take a phone call. You're on Sound Off with Jack Arnett. Go ahead.
Hi, Stan. Hello, Mr. Arnett. I've been saying for a long time about the revenue side of the marijuana issue. I'm not a user and have no interest in it, but what you're saying about them possibly having to pass a wheel tax, as a senior living on a fixed income, I don't welcome new taxes. And yes, it's a great source of revenue that we're losing, and Michigan is really cashing in. And it's not like people here in the state of Indiana don't partake in that. Just watch the traffic flow in and out of those dispensaries. and you see a whole lot of Indiana cars coming in and going into that. On a lighter note, I was talking to a nephew of mine I hadn't seen in some time, and he's a young guy. And Stan, you might want to really rankle some feathers up there. New nickname for New Buffalo is New Puffalo.
Right, yeah, I've heard that a few times, yeah.
That's first I had heard it, but Mr. Arnett, I'm with you, but it seems that our people in Indianapolis, in the State House and that, are so dead set against it, I don't know what options are really available, but I share your belief and thank you for voicing your opinion on that. And with that, gentlemen, I'm going to hang up, but I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a broad discussion. There's a lot that enters into it. But your point about our friends in New Buffalo, they're laughing every day on their way to the bank as they put the money in the bank. And we need to watch what's happening there. And if we can give any relief to our cities and towns and our elected officials, our legislators who do a great job, hopefully they'll listen at what we're saying and look at some of these options that you were talking about. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the call. Anything coming up? You mentioned Blue Chip and some of the things they're going to be having coming up, more, because of the Memorial Day weekend. Anything coming up sooner than that you know of?
Yeah, it's a constant at Blue Chip. I just did a little cursory look at their numbers from last year, for example, Stan, and they brought in 42,000 visitors non-gaming last year. Okay, we don't get their gaming numbers because they're very close to the vest with that, and rightfully so. But their non-gaming guests that come in for meetings, conventions, weddings, whatever they host there through the catering sales side, 42,000 last year and 24. That's a huge number. So it's ongoing all the time. We just kind of take it for granted sometimes, but it's a huge partner. They service our community well. So now we're evaluating those 42,000. Where'd they come from? Why did they come here? Was it because of something at Blue Chip? Was it something else? How can we get them back? We're working closely with them. But I can tell you this: I made a decision a few weeks ago. We're going to have a stronger presence at Blue Chip moving forward. If I retire out of here, my next job will probably be a greeter at Blue Chip. I would love nothing better than to stand at that door, shake hands, and say, "Welcome to Michigan City. Welcome to LaPorte County." And so we're going to do a little more of that. I'm not planning on retiring yet, but I still may go greet people. Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, maybe greet them after they win $50,000 or something like that.
That's
right?
even better. Yeah.
Right.
I know that's not going to come my way, so I can kind of.
To make LaPorte draws a fair number of tourists. Any ideas on what would make LaPorte maybe have twice as many tourists coming to LaPorte? Has there been any discussion about that in your wildest dreams?
Yeah, we dream about that all the time, and how do we pick up the off season? For example, the stuff that's happening kind of around Michigan City, the Washington Park, the lake stuff, that's pretty seasonal. And there's not a lot we can't drop a Lake Michigan onto the city of LaPorte or Washington Park. But what we can do is look at ways in the off season to do things away from the lake. Okay, and whether it's offshoots of Blue Chip, but bring in extending the meetings and conventions, or taking advantage of the other opportunities. The Civic's a great example. That's going all the time, and that's moving the needle, guys. The Civic is moving the needle in LaPorte for sure. We're doing great things with our concerts, with our events, and people are enjoying it. It's a great venue now. So that was a big step when the mayor and improved that, put air conditioning in, remodeled it, put a new roof on. That's the gift that keeps on giving there. And those are the kind of things that we want to keep continuing to do, and because there's a lot to do in LaPorte for sure. And LaPorte is a friendly community. The administration welcomes visitors for sure.
That's a selling point.
It is.
Yeah.
Tom's at the front of everything. When the jet skis were coming here, they got to know him on a first-name basis because the fact that he was out there shaking hands, handing out their awards, and his whole staff. So having a cheerleader like that in our community is great for us, and we love it.
All right. Just a couple of minutes left in the program. Anything else that you want to talk about next? Maybe something that you wanted to talk about that we haven't gotten around to?
Oh, my gosh. We covered quite a bit here. I think just to get back to the boat race, it's going to be huge this year. Hopefully, local folks can get involved early. Our hotel rooms will all be full in a few days for that week. So anybody that's looking to do family stuff and bring in people from out of town, you need to get on that right away. For sure, because we're going to be farming those rooms out to St. Joe and Porter County. It's going to be the biggest event we've ever had in LaPorte County, no doubt about it.
Wow. Yeah, the Great Lakes Grand Prix keeps on growing and growing, it sounds like. Some events kind of level off, but this one keeps, the needle keeps climbing.
Yeah, there'll be race teams here from New Zealand, from Australia, from Dubai. I think 5 continents are going to be represented. I'm not sure if there's any breakdowns involved there, but a minimum of 5 different continents are going to be represented. It's going to be a big deal for our community for sure.
Yeah. I think attendance has climbed a couple of times, over 200,000 people, right?
It has, and just real quickly, we've always had trouble quantifying that number. It's hard, because there's no gate, there's no turnstile. We get the police and DNR and everybody to help us with that. We just paid for a program that tracks cell phones. And long story short is we were able to verify our numbers, and actually we undershot a little bit in our numbers. The fact that we were estimating through police and fire and everybody, and we just found out that our numbers were even bigger than we thought. And that's real. That's tracking of actual cell phones that were in our community, where they came from, all kinds of good stuff. So I'm just getting dizzy analyzing all that data right now. It's way out of my pay grade, but I'm learning fast.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in this technological world, you could do just about anything. That's great.
And you know what? Quickly, we're going to be able to do that for our small events too. We'll be able to tell the pond, the festival in Union Mills, that how many people were there and why. That's the kind of thing they're going to love to be able to hear from us. So, those are the kind of things we're going to share with our partners in the county.
All right. Amazing stuff. Well, Jack, thanks a lot for coming on Sound Off. Always appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Yep. Jack Arnett, our guest today from the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off.
Oh, hey.
The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off.